Alright, so hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks on Tears of Themis. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first tip of course is to log in every day. So there are 3 campaigns since today is the second day of the official game release. So one is the rookie sign in, so there'll be 8 days for you to log in, and then there's also the daily sign in. So this is monthly, where every month you can get 1 tier of Themis, which is basically your gacha token for visions, and a lot of exp, friendship points, skill essential materials, status or gold, and of course the most important currency as tokens. So yeah, I'm not sure if this will change, but I'm going to assume that it's going to be the same amount every month, so it means that we can get 1 gacha pool every month. Next is the official release campaign. So if you join the official release of the game for the first month, then you would get to you'll get to see this page, but after that it will no longer be here. So yep, there's 3 login stuffs to do. So instantly you would get around 1 multi-pool, assuming you also include your S tokens to convert to. Okay, next is doing your rookie task. So for this video is more catering to everyone who started, but if you're almost done with the rookie task, assuming you've come back here to watch one more time, then yeah, you can just skip this part. So rookie tasks are basically 10 tasks for 7 days, so that's total of 70 tasks, and at the end you will get 6 tiers of Themis. That's like 6 gacha pools. So somewhere along the way you get 4 also. No. But yeah, 6 tiers of Themis, and then some with a lot of like goodie items. So I'm assuming the most confusing-ish task would be this one, the set portrait, share one time, and where is that? The listen to private message. Where is it? Yeah, this one, listen to one private message. So I'm going to assume those 3 are like the kind of confusing task, I think, but I will run through it on the others like very quickly, so it'll be fair for the others. Yeah. Okay, so for the change partners, basically just tap the top left and then you tap this one. So in my case it's with Luke as my partner, so I can just tap it, then select like Artem for example, then click display and then confirm. So that'd be changing partners already. Okay, let me just set it back to Luke. Okay, next is the private message. So if I'm not mistaken, there are only 4 SRs in the whole game that only has this. Maybe there are more in the future future cards, but for this there are only 4. Those 4 SR cards are those with the first CG encounter. So the first time when you encounter this guy, that moving CG appears and it is in the form of a card. So in my case, the one that I got was Marius. This is obtained from your very first multi-pull, or your first 10 pull during the tutorial. So yeah, let me just get this. Okay, so if you're not sure which card is it, you just check all your SR cards and make sure that the final tab is private and not story. So that's where you can listen to private message. Yeah, this one. So something like this would appear. Yeah. Since I'm done reading, I'm just going to skip that one. And then at the same time, you also get S tokens, which is a very good thing, and extra affection points. Okay, so make sure it is not something like this, like the story should be written in private. So I hope that one helps for rookie task. The others I will explain along as I tell the other tips. Okay, next is adding people. So you can just go to friends and then make sure at the end of the day you receive the maximum amount of friendship badges, because this will be important as you, in case if you lack energy, you can just go to the shop and just exchange it off. So yeah, as you can see this symbol, I'm not sure if I understood it right, but like one symbol means you've sent and then the other one means you've received. So yeah, I could be wrong there, but you don't really need to ask everybody on their code. You can just add random people, since you're just like just accepting and sending badges every day. So yeah, of course as you level up, your number of friends capacity also increases too. So yeah, you can reach around 60 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it'll grow more as the more you level up. Okay. Next is reading the chapters. So if this is your first day or second day playing the game, I suggest you rush through the story all the way until episode 2. As much as possible, episode 4. But yeah, first rush is at episode 2, because once you reach episode 4, it is quite hard to level up your card. So it might take a longer time depending on how you play and what's your real life schedule. But yeah, the reason why you need to finish episode 2 is because one is you would receive extra stuff here for every episode you completed. 2 is because you need this for Trials of Themis. Okay, So Trials of Themis is basically like extra challenge where you can only complete a stage once. So yeah, the more bigger checkpoint like the jet square, so every 5 levels you would increase the S chip obtain capacity for your Temple of Trials. So in order for you to unlock Temple of Trials, you need to finish 1-10. So this one 1-10 requires your party to have approximately 7,500 or 8,000 power points. So yeah, just it should be very doable if you're able to finish episode 2 with ease. So yeah, once you get Temple of Trials, try to min match your deck, because you can either get all the buffs in the Temples of Trial in the Temple of Themis. You can like just keep stacking buffs so that at the end you wouldn't really get stuck, or you just keep collecting items, and then somewhere along, if you feel like you can't do it because your cards are weak, then you can just exit anytime by just stopping the collect, so that it will collect all the items. Okay. In case if you're busy, you can stop this anytime and it will save your progress. So like my progress right now, yeah. But do note it already deducts your energy the moment you started. Okay. So usually what I would do is I would test my deck if it's strong enough for the recommended points. And then if I think that I don't need so many buffs, then I can just leave it at auto and just grind it like twice or thrice, depending on how strong your deck is. So for example, I will tap one of the statues. It will give me intuition boost. Okay? And if I tap the others, then it will give me random boost. But do be careful on how you pick, because as much as possible, you want to stack a lot of buffs for those players with weaker decks, because they would help in the last stages of the last few stages of this weekly event. So, and then at the same time, the middle path gives you freer choices, in a sense. Like if you reach until the end, your only option is just one path. Like I'll give an example. So example, I will choose the middle only. At least I have the option to go left and right, right? But if I keep choosing left and then left, okay, then example, I want to avoid this guy, but I want the item. So if I choose the item, I'll only have one option of choosing right only, which gives me a little bit of limited choices to do. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, if your deck is strong enough, like it's way higher than the recommended, then you can just leave it on auto. That way, it gives you more items. Unless you plan to do it manually and just collect all the items, that's also viable too. So yeah, depends on how you build your whole deck and your playstyle. Okay. Do also the Anomaly Stages, because Anomaly Stages gives you some items that are needed to level up your skills or ascend or evolve your cards. So for example, this stage, it has these chips. So yeah, they're kind of needed. Yeah. Okay. So do also do that, because it also gives you extra prizes, which can give you another card. Yep. Next is the ultimate question would be, do I really need a SSR? I would say yes, because higher rarity gives you more higher stats. So in the beginning, you're after the tutorial pool, you will be given a beginner's pool, something like that, so like a beginner's event, and then you'll be given a guaranteed SSR on your first 30 pulls. Now this is very, very doable, because one, we reached the initial release milestone, so that already gives you extra 10 pulls. Two, if you join the beta test, you also receive a few goodies, I think, or yeah. And then if you have invited 3 friends during the pre-register campaign, you also receive 5 Tears of Themis tokens. So all in all, that should be a total of around 25, including the first day bonus and doing a few tasks from the rookie task. So that should be enough to give you around 30 pulls. Like right now, I still have extra 7 due to the other tasks that I've run. And then also, if you have unlocked a new feature, that also gives you an extra Tears of Themis. So for example, when you finish episode 4, you'll unlock N2X or NXX. So Davis will give you a short tutorial about it, and that will give you 1 Tears of Themis token. So yeah, if you're the type of person that would rush leveling up your cards and finishing the story all the way until end of episode 4, then you can also unlock the supply room, which is quite important. So yeah, that brings me to my next point, is to do your NXX, assuming that you've unlocked this. So your NXX, it gives you resources and some materials and a few bonus stats. But since I did not unlock that one yet, so I can't show you the stats part. But it should be the study room. Okay. So for your resource requisition, you only have 2 options. It's either you want to focus more on the gold or more on the EXP. Now, this is up to your choice, if you want both or just either one, whichever that you need more. Since if you're the type of person that doesn't grind so much, like using all of the energy drinks at once, then you can choose to do balance. But if, for example, you're lacking more on Stalis or on gold over EXP, then you choose the focus one on the gold. So yeah. Next, ito file room. So the file room is basically kind of random. It's those expedition quests in most RPG games. So one of it is the research materials, which can help in skills, if I'm not mistaken, skills and ascension. This one's the more important one, the skills chip. Yeah. So you can also refresh this daily 3 times a day, not 3 tries a day. And the higher your headquarters level, the higher the chance you could get rare quests. So in my case, since I just newly unlocked it, I can only reach until B rank. But if your headquarters has high level, you can get A rank. I'm not sure if there's an S yet because I haven't encountered it yet. So yeah. How to increase your headquarter is basically you just do anything and everything to your cards. So if you tap on guide, it would show you the future rewards. Okay. You can also tap like per card and it's gonna tell you the other tasks. So yeah. I wouldn't say to rush all of these tasks, like take your time, because some of them are like R cards, and R cards aren't really that of a necessity once you get more cards along the way. So yes. Alright, next is your stamina cap. Do not, as much as possible, don't make your stamina full, as I've mentioned in the previous video, and it's a rule of thumb for most games with energy cap. Why? Because it's gonna be a waste. Like you're just gonna leave it at full where you could do other tasks while it's regenerating. So yeah, I've noticed that every story that you read or every stage that you encounter for the first time, you actually eat up energy. So it's actually a partially good thing. At least you can regen 10 energy while you're reading and all. But I would suggest start doing the study if you've unlocked it. So start doing the study, business, and operations first. Those are the first two that I would prioritize because you can only do it twice a day for free. Otherwise, you need your work permit. So yeah. And then afterwards, it's either you would progress towards the story if you have not unlocked N2X, or you could focus on leveling up your cards because they are stated in your rookie task. Like this one. Yeah, like some of the rookie tasks require you to enhance the card. Some of them requires you to level up the evolutions here, and others tells you to card skills. So some of them actually share material, so you have to grind in stages. Either you can get them in friendship shop, the what do you call it, the studies, this one, so you have to make sure of the dates so that you wouldn't miss them, and the anomaly stages, because the anomaly stages gives you some drops related to the guys that will help you level up the skills. So do take note of that. Also note that you can only do those stages 3 times a day. So yeah, do take note and utilize your resources wisely. Okay. If you're not that person who spends in games, you can check this shop, and like some of the deals are actually good in my opinion, especially the monthly card. Like it could give you some pulls. Yeah, it could give you some pulls and it could give you extra resources. So if you're planning on buying something, you can get this one, and you can also get the one that costs $1. No, not this. This one. You can opt to get this. Where is it? This is just my opinion, since I have never buy anything from this game yet. So you can opt to get this, I guess, the daily S chip, in my opinion. But for everybody, you don't forget to claim this every day, the free enhancement pack. Okay? EXP is also valuable in this game, because without EXP you cannot advance through the stories. Okay. Next is how to balance your deck. So I'm just going to repeat this as what I've said in the previous video, but since I'm sure at this point everyone should have at least one SSR from the 30 guaranteed pulls. So I would say keep your deck balanced. By that I mean one stat or one element should have at least 3 cards, so that you won't get so stuck on one stage, because you lose a turn if you finish all your cards before your opponent is defeated. So yeah, and then one turn wasted is pretty oof. So yeah, like for example in my case, I don't have an SR empathy. Yeah, I don't have an SR empathy. So what I do, I just use my R cards. At least like give 3 or 4 of them. Yeah. For your R cards, if you really don't have like any good cards, like all of you have is R cards like mine, then I'd suggest just keep it at 40 until to the point that you cannot handle the stage. Like you're already at the verge of almost losing, like last 3 turns, and then you clutch it. Then that's the time you try investing, like evolving a bit. Like don't evolve it too much, like just evolve a bit only, like until next stage only, like that. But invest more on the SR cards instead. Okay. By the end of the week or at days 6 to 7, you should be able to afford at least a skill item. Okay, so there are 3 types. I have never encountered this one yet, so I cannot tell which one's better. But for sure, I know that the offensive skill is much better than the defensive skill. So if I were you, I would try to evolve once first and then compare which skill is better, then just level up from there. So example for this one, it's boosting the stat for 1 turn, and then others is boost for 3 turns. I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this one boost defense for 3 turns, but defense is not that necessary in this game, so I would pick the more offensive one. Okay, so do read the descriptions. Okay. Also try to do visits, because one, you would unlock this aside from extra interactions, you would unlock their personal story. So this could give you a bit of hint in the game on their characteristic, and extra S tokens also, because for every unlock. So yeah, but do note that in the personal stage stories, your deck is only comprised of that guy's cards only. So for example, I'm at Luke's personal story, and when I'm gonna do a stage, I can only use Luke's card. Yeah. Like I should have a Marius SSR here, but it's not here. So yeah, do take note of that. So I would say go for the guy's personal story that you have the most number of cards on. So for example, in my case, my cards have mostly Marius and Artem, I would say. Yeah, then I should be focusing more on Marius's personal story. But if I can afford to beat the stages in Luke's personal story, then by all means do it. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so why do that? One is because it's stated in the rookie task, at least do one of the stages only. 2 is because it gives you S tokens, and 3 so that you could enjoy the story better. So yeah, the last one, I'll put this one as the last one because it's more for like very long-term investment and more on what's gonna happen in the future of this game, something like that. So just in case if you're curious on how the gacha works in Tears of Themis, for now we know that SSR is at 2%. Okay, so there are 2 types of banners. One is permanent, the other one's rotational. So you can think of rotational as like the event gacha. Okay, do note that these 2 separate banners will not count your number of rolls in total. The number of rolls that you do are separate. So for example, I do 30 rolls on rotation, 30 rolls on permanent. The roll count is separate. It's not gonna add up to 60. So do take note of that. Okay, I would call this like a PT count if you're playing Genshin. So it's PT. Okay. Again, do read, because sometimes you get spooked and then you don't know like what your roll count anymore or how the PT works. So yeah, do be careful of that. So you have an SSR guaranteed within 100 visions. This is assuming that your luck is so trash, like mine's, that, or you got the SSR that you don't want, meaning the SSR that's already a repeat. Okay. But assuming that you got an SSR that is not event, then it will reset still. Okay. After 100, it's going to reset. Okay. So do be careful of that. But don't worry, if in case that you do not have enough pulls for this banner, your number of rolls will be carried to the next banner. So yeah, no need to worry about it. Yeah. Do I recommend you putting in this banner? No, because there'll be much better ones in the future. Plus these are kind of permanent SSRs. Yeah, they're permanent SSRs, so they can spook you anytime. You're just gonna cry more if they're gonna come to you in a different event banner. So yeah. Right, so that's it. Oh my gosh, this video is so long. I never knew, because this game has so many features to do. There's more daily tasks in my opinion, so especially with the rookie tasks right now, so that's like more tasks to do, but with more tasks there'll be more rewards. Yeah, so I hope this video helps and save so many of your resources, because there's gonna be so many more exciting contents to come. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to my channel. So until then, see you on the next video. Bye bye.